So with all the Matthew Stafford news that came out this morning about how he's like playing through injury and shit, I was just like, you know what? I'm going to play some Jalen Hurts today in DFS because Stafford's sketching me out. So
yeah, that makes sense. Like I'm trying. The problem is if I vary off of Sanders, the receivers at that price range are fucking atrocious.
Yeah, they're pretty bad. All right. It just went from 0 to 18. That was super weird. Anyway, Evan was the first one in here. Love to see it. Says, fellas, love the live stream. Need some serious help today. I need a flex. Cordero Patterson, Claypool, Hilliard, I'm guessing, or he's all stunned today. Anyway, Evan. Okay, here he fixed it. Here, Hilliard, Patterson, Ayuk, Claypool, Beckham. I'm going with Patterson there.
Yeah,
personally, and it's honestly not that close either. I think he's a cut above of those guys. And then he said also need a defense. Philly against the Giants, Texans against the Jets, Packers against the Rams. I'll go with, as much as I believe in Zach Wilson this week, I'm still going to take the Texans defense there.
Really?
Yeah. Well, again, I believe that Zach Wilson's going to, get back in the swing of things, but he's been out for a couple of games. Maybe he gets out to a slow start, throw some picks here and there or something like that.
Yeah, maybe. Same question.
Yeah. Jared says, what's up, fellas? Good morning. Good morning. GM. I guess it's GA now because it's good afternoon. It's 12:01. Another Elijah Moore day on the horizon, boys. Let's fucking go. Yeah, dude, you know how much bullshit I've seen on Twitter this week that Zach Wilson's going to ruin Elijah Moore?
Yeah, I know, right?
Do people actually think Mike White's a better quarterback than Zach Wilson? Like, legitimately. I'm being serious because to me, it's actually absurd that people think that.
I don't even think Mike White's mom believes that.
But here's the thing, though, is that the vast majority of people just think Zach Wilson's a colossal bust. It's like the guy has played 6 games.
Yeah.
And as I kind of outlined, 2 of them were against the Patriots. One of them was in Mile High against the Broncos. One of them was against Carolina, who's a top 5 defense. One was overseas in London. And then the other one, he beat the fucking 1 seed in the AFC.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts.
Yeah. Isn't that weird, though, that the Titans are the 1 seed right now and they have no offense currently? Jared says, flex question for DFS. I have the Cousins Jefferson stack and can put Thielen in my flex. Or should I do it or go with Henderson or Keenan Allen? So the thing with Cousins is because he's a pocket quarterback, I typically want to stack him with 2 pass catchers. If he was like Jalen Hurts or something, I'm okay doing a skinny stack. Hurts to Devontae Smith or whatever. But because Cousins is a pocket quarterback, if he gets 3 passing touchdowns or whatever, he's probably going to not throw all 3 of them to Justin Jefferson. So I'd imagine you're probably going to want Thielen in there as well. So I would probably just go with Thielen if you're dead set on a Cousins stack there.
Yeah, I agree.
What's up, guys? Who should I start? Freeman, Mitchell, or Hunt? Pick 2. Thanks. I'd personally go with Elijah Mitchell in that one. Again, Hunt and him is pretty close because they're both kind of coming into the game with very concerns. Mitchell is potentially coming in with something on his hand, right? That he might be playing with.
He said pick 2 though, by the way.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm actually baked. Never mind. Okay, Mitchell and Hunt.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. Eagles or Texans defense. I'm going to go with, again, they're both in good spots. Eagles against Daniel Jones and Texans defense against Zach Wilson. I'll take the Texans defense slightly, though.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Good morning, boys. Do you know if Kareem Hunt and Elijah Mitchell will play? Also, if I have Bateman and Crowder on the bench, should I start either of those 2 over those running backs? I think they're both expected to play. So you should be okay. And I'm fine starting both of those guys over your other options. Although, Kareem Hunt versus Bateman, semi-close, but I'd still probably go with Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, no, I agree there.
Wentz or Tua full PPR. Give me Wentz. I think the game script will probably be better for him.
Yep, no, I agree.
And the matchup is easier as well. Looks like we got a $9.99 super chat if you want to go down to that while I'm on this thing here.
Actually got 2 real quick. So first of all, we got one from Smooth Criminal. Appreciate that a lot. He says Cameron Russ, Philly, Tampa Bay, Green Bay, DST need upside. Thanks. So
if you need upside, give me Tampa Bay's defense because when we're generating turnovers and we're scoring defensive touchdowns. And in this game, if they're successful at stopping Jonathan Taylor, that's going to make the Colts one-dimensional, which has not been good this year. Like Carson Wentz has been pretty solid relative to Carson Wentz standards in previous years, but if Jonathan Taylor gets taken out of this game, I don't see a chance that he doesn't crumble a little bit.
Yep. And then in terms of Cam or Russ, I'll slightly lean Russ, but like I still really like Cam this week.
Yep.
Yeah, and we got another super chat from Aggie21999. He says, injuries and bye week hit me hard. Do I start Gaskin or Bateman in my flex this week? Also, I had Logan Thomas as my pivot for Kelsey's bye. Trust him to start Monday or stream Engram. So for the first question, give me Bateman over Gaskin in my opinion.
Yeah, I'll take Bateman there.
Especially with the matchup going up against Carolina this week. Gaskin is just not trustworthy enough remotely, to say the least, against a tough defense. And in terms of the second question, I'm pretty sure Logan Thomas is locked and loaded, ready to play, right?
Yeah, he's been practicing all week. He already got activated off IR. I think you're good to just wait on Logan Thomas there. I don't want to trust Evan Engram in any given situation.
Yep. No, I agree. And again, appreciate the 999 super chat, Aggie.
Also, for those of you guys that missed yesterday's video, our week 12 rankings, or my week 12 rankings, I don't know if you did this or not, but
I got to put them up.
Yeah, so my week 12 rankings are in a Google Sheet right now that are in the description of that video. I'm going to link it right now in the description of this live stream, and they're totally free to check out. So on the back end, you guys, those of you guys that have our weekly rankings are probably wondering why you couldn't see them. Our website domain actually expired, and since we're not continuing to use our website into the offseason, we figured we just probably give away our rankings for the rest of the year because, it's not fair to those of you guys that purchase them for the full season. So heading into peak fantasy season playoff time, you guys will have access to our weekly rankings for free going forward. So, and we'll try and, obviously with the Fantasy Pros widget, it updated automatically on our website, but we'll try and keep them updated at least on a daily basis, if not more often than that.
No, okay. Yeah, no, exactly. THG says, $1.99, he says, Kelsey bye, Uzomah, Cook, or Ferkser if Swaim is out. I'll go Uzomah here, because at least we've seen like he does have a ceiling once he gets the involvement in the offense. All these other options are kind of boom bust in their own right, but Uzomah has shown that he has by far the highest ceiling of the bunch.
Yeah, I'd roll with Uzomah as well. Cook splitting a lot of time with Parham or whatever, so I'm probably just going to go with him over Cook. That'd be my decision though.
Yep. Trojan says $5 super chat. He says, "What's up, guys? I played Swift, so I need all upside here. Standard, Goddard or Pitts, Javonte or Fournette, Burrow or Wentz. Appreciate all or y'all. If you're looking for upside, I'm going with Kyle Pitts. I'm going with Kyle Pitts going up against the Jaguars. Like I think Goddard's median range of outcomes is probably higher, but obviously we know with the talent, the athleticism, the potential target share for the Falcons that Pitts' ceiling is legitimately
in a standard league too. I think he has his big play upside exceeds what Dallas Goedert can provide as well. He's only scored one touchdown this year, so I don't want to say his touchdown upside's higher, but
for sure. For Javonte or Fournette, it's Fournette pretty easily for me.
Yeah, although I like Javonte's spot this week, again, there's a range of outcomes where Melvin Gordon still has his role, or the Broncos struggle to move the ball on offense because the Chargers' pass defense is very good, and if the Broncos can't move the ball through the passing game, it's going to be hard for them to get the ball rolling on the ground as well. So I'd go with Fournette, even though it's a bad matchup against the Colts. He still has plenty of receiving upside and scoring opportunity in this game.
Yep, fully agree. And as always, appreciate the $5.
And also Burrow in the last part of the question there. I'd go with Burrow pretty easily over Wentz.
Yeah, I thought you read that off. I would fully agree with Burrow over Wentz. But But again, appreciate the super chat. I had a little something going on right there.
Are you hungover too? Because I'm hungover. You seem hungover as well.
I'm not hungover. I'm just a little like wine oozy. Like I didn't drink a lot last night, but I swear every time you drink wine the night before, you just feel nice and relaxed the next day.
We played have you played titties before? The game with the 3 cups in front of you, and you got a person diagonal and you got to bounce it like to them and off your like chest or whatever into the cup, and then you hand the cup to the person beside you who's the opposing team. They got to drink it, flip it, and before they can shoot again. We played that a lot last night, and I came home a little groggy. So
where'd you go?
I just went over to my buddy's house. A couple of us just
sounds like a time.
A time. Anyway, so is that it for the super chats? I can go back up.
We got one more. THC again. Crap, forgot. I have Hooper, Uzomah, or Hooper.
Still Uzomah for me.
Yeah, I'll go with Uzomah as well. And again, appreciate the follow-up super chat as well.
Yeah, for sure. Kirk or Cam, give me that's a close question, honestly. I'd probably take Cam Newton if you need like a floor because he's a rushing quarterback, but I actually really like Kirk Cousins this week from a ceiling perspective. I think that 49ers Vikings game could produce a lot of offense.
Yep. Also, happy Zach Wilson breakout week, boys. Yeah,
God, I hope so. I can't watch another week on Twitter of people saying that he's a bad quarterback. I just can't do it.
Pick my flex and RB2 spot: Fournette, Sanders, Deontay Johnson, DJ Moore, and Waddle. I'm going with Fournette and Deontay.
That's a really tough decision, honestly. You got a lot of pretty options here. I'm going Deontay for sure at the flex. And then I'd probably go Fournette as my running back there.
Yep. Canal, what's up, guys? Crunch time. Rodgers or Cousins? Give me Rodgers there.
Me too.
Yep. Need 2 out of these guys: Van Jefferson, Freiermuth, Jeff Wilson, half-point PPR. Gross, but I will go with I'll go with the 2 pass catchers here. Obviously, with Elijah Mitchell coming back.
Yeah, with Elijah Mitchell playing, I don't anticipate Wilson getting much more than like 5 to 10 touches in this game. Maybe he steals a goal line carry or some receiving work, but it's a little too hard to trust. I'll go with Jefferson and Freiermuth there.
Yep.
Oops.
Hilliard out there and Galladay too? Question mark. I'd rather. I don't know. I would probably just stick with the 2 that you mentioned. Like Galladay's been very bad in his own right.
Like, I don't mind playing Galladay as one of those options, though. Honestly.
But would you play him over Van or Freiermuth?
Yeah, I would play him over Van Jefferson. Yeah,
that's fair.
I'd go with Freiermuth and Galladay there because so part of it, and it's a little narrative-y, I guess, but part of it is by the sounds of it, they're trying to get Kenny Galladay more involved since they fired Jason Garrett. And last time we heard that about a player, it was Justin Jefferson, and he had like 14 targets the next week. So again, it's a completely different situation, but the fact that they came out and vocally said they need to get Kenny Galladay the ball more, basically since Jason Garrett's been fired, makes me kind of think they're going to force feed him like 10 targets in this game. And if that's the case, I'll take it. I don't know if Slay playing because he was expected to shadow Galladay.
I can search it right now.
Here, I got it. You can go to the next question.
Okay, bet. I know. Got home, had some vino. It's pretty nice little night. Mitchell or Hilliard RB2, and for flex, Ayuk, Higgins, and Lockett PPR. I'm gonna go with Mitchell and Higgins here.
Slay's playing apparently, so
yeah,
definitely hurts Galladay a little bit. Mitchell and Hilliard for RB2. Give me Mitchell there, and for flex, I'll take. It's pretty close between Lockett and Higgins. I think I'll take Lockett though, slightly.
Is that a bet?
In the Washington football team matchup is just really fucking juicy, so I'd probably take Lockett there.
Is that a bet?
Yeah, let's do it. What do we have written down on Thanksgiving?
Dude, I don't even know. You wrote it.
I wrote. Yes, you're right. I did write it. Oh shit, I had Montgomery in that. Fuck.
Who did I bet?
You bet J Rob.
Okay.
Yeah. So sorry, what was the bet? Lockett versus
Higgins.
Versus Higgins. Okay. Yeah. Oh wait, no. Montgomery versus J Rob was last week.
We did.
Oh, okay. Here I got it. I got the right ones here. So we had DJ Moore versus Gallup. Gallup kind of did the Lord's work, so you're doing good on that one. This one's interesting. This one I'm most interested in. Ty Johnson versus Devante Freeman. I think that's like such an interesting one. David Montgomery versus AJ Dillon. This one, I mean, David Montgomery did nothing, and AJ Dillon might have Aaron Jones back. So,
I mean, to be fair, I did that under the premise that Jones would be out.
Yeah.
So, like, if Jones plays, it's a little bit of a fugaz.
Yeah. We also had Ramondre versus Freeman as well.
I love my Freeman.
Well, yeah, you literally are just doubling down on Freeman.
I gotta show support from a guy I have on my own team. You know, gotta motivate.
Yeah, literally.
Ayuk or Elijah Moore. This is close. I'll slightly lean Elijah Moore though.
Yeah, I'll take Eli Moore there.
Yeah, I like both this week though. Harris, Bateman, Judy, Jefferson, Galladay, pick 3 PPR.
Bateman and Judy are definitely in my lineup there, and then I'll probably go Damian Harris as well. Yeah,
yeah, pretty easily for me. But should I start Logan Thomas or Goddard? Give me Goddard over Logan Thomas. Also, who are you guys' favorite players of all time? Minus Julio Jones with the Falcons and DeAndre Hopkins in Houston. So yeah, again, I would take Goddard over Logan Thomas. And in terms of my favorite player of all time, I actually got his jersey in my other room. But when I first started watching Dallas, my favorite player by far was DeMarcus Ware, and just seeing that guy dominate off the edge. I mean, maybe it's a little premature, but seeing what Parsons is doing, give me a little flashback of that. So
I wonder if our boys get into the Hall this year.
yeah,
he's first. Is he first year eligible this year?
I think so.
He's on the semifinalist list. I saw it already. Barber's been trying to get in. That's my behind me. Rondae Barber's my favorite player of all time. He was the guy I grew up watching with my team, and Barber to me has been long due for the Hall of Fame. He's been a finalist like 6 times and hasn't gotten it. He completely revolutionized the position. So to me, I think he has long deserved to be in the Hall of Fame. So hopefully he gets in this year.
Yep. No, I agree with you there. Hit the like, boys. Yeah, if you're currently watching the stream, you better hit that like button. Let me just quickly check where we're at because it's a little different now. You know, I'm on my laptop, have to open up a new tab, but let me see what these numbers are at. Currently, 62 concurrent viewers in the stream, 30 likes. Less than half of you are liking the stream right now.
I mean, to be fair, we're all like groggy and shit, so it makes sense.
Yeah, I know. We're kind of putting on some groggy content right now.
Yeah, groggy content, elite. Anyway, Dolphins defense, Seahawks defense, Colts defense. Give me Seattle against Washington on Monday night.
I agree with that.
What's up, everyone? What's up, Mac? Need 3 Darrell Henderson, Elijah Moore, Marquise Brown, Pittman, or Cooks. I'll go with Henderson, Marquise Brown, and Pittman there.
Yeah,
that's probably where I'm going.
Pittman versus Eli Moore is close, but I'll probably agree with you there.
Yeah, Cooks, Marquise Brown, Elijah Moore, and Pittman are all like kind of in the same like 15 to 23 range for me this week.
Also, side note, so the Seahawks game is Monday night.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that was making the thumbnail. I went into my upload section on.
Is there a Seahawks player on the thumbnail? Well, Light says I'm full BBR. Should I start Pitts or Gronk and Brady or Herbert? Oof. Pitts and Gronk's a tough decision, man. I think I'll go Pitts there slightly, but
yeah, same.
It's tough, man. With the way Pitts has been playing and the way Gronk has been playing, plus you also have Brady. I don't mind just going Brady Gronk there.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea, but
just stacking them up.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Yeah, I think if I were you, Light, I think I'd go Brady Gronk just based on the way the Falcons offense has been playing recently. Sup, boys? Hope y'all are doing well. Don't need any advice today because my whole team got injured. Yeah, I feel that. I had Swift on Thursday get injured, and I have AJ Brown as well.
Is Kyler back?
Is Kyler back?
Yeah.
Kyler's on bye.
Oh yeah, fuck.
Yeah, you are real stunned this week.
Dude, I'm trying to make the thumbnail updated. Relax. I'm just
well,
looking at pictures.
Throw like Drew Brees on there while you're at it too. What do you guys think of Foreman and Hilliard today? If I talked about it kind of already, I don't want to start any of them if I can help it. Foreman or Hilliard. Like I know they came out and said that like Foreman's going to get the bulk of the carries or whatever, but in a game script that I don't expect them to move the ball a whole lot on offense. Plus Foreman isn't very efficient in his own right either against the Patriots defense that knows that they can't throw the ball and is probably going to be hyper focused on the run. I'm expecting the Titans to put up 6 to 10 points in this game. Like, I don't think they're going to get much going at all on offense. So I just don't want to start any of these guys. But if I had to choose one, I would go with Hilliard because he has pass catching upside, most likely as that kind of role in this offense.
Yep. No, I agree with you there.
Help me. I have AJ Dillon, but he plays at 4 p.m. And I have Sanders, but he plays at 1 p.m. So should I be safe and play Sanders, or is it more likely Jones doesn't play tonight? So based on everything I've seen, it does sound like Jones is likely to play. Like that's from what I'm seeing, from what I'm seeing so far. So I'm probably just going to go with Sanders there if I'm you.
Yep. I agree with that. I would go with Sanders as well.
Full PPR pick 2, Elijah Moore, DJ Moore, Elijah Mitchell. That's a lot of Eli's. DJ Moore and Elijah Mitchell's tough because like in a full PPR, he definitely sees downgrade, especially if he has someone on his hand in this game.
Receivers.
Yeah, I think I go with the 2 receivers as well. and pick one, Aaron Jones or Stevenson. If Aaron Jones is playing, I will play Aaron Jones, but I believe Stevenson plays at 1. So you're not going to know that beforehand.
Worth the risk for me.
Pardon?
It's worth the risk for me.
Yeah, I think it's worth the risk as well. But I'd like to know if you have anybody else, like if you have Alex Collins or something that you could play Monday night if Aaron Jones is out.
Yep.
Jimmy G or Big Ben, half PPR, streaming for Kyler. I'll take Jimmy Garoppolo there, Jeremy, over Big Ben. Big Ben's actually not a terrible like DFS play if you guys are looking for like a contrarian stack, but Jimmy G, like I said with Kirk Cousins, I like that game environment this week. Mark says Ayuk, Cooks, Smith, Goddard, pick 2 wide receivers and a flex, half PPR. So I will take Ayuk, Cooks, and Smith. I'll take the 3 receivers there over Goddard at tight end. Also, Wentz, Heineke, or Jimmy Garoppolo. Wentz and Garoppolo is pretty close, but I think I would take Jimmy. I'd go Jimmy Garoppolo there. Our defense is starting to get healthier. I just, again, if we can slow down Jonathan Taylor, I don't like Wentz's ability to, I think he has a low floor. I think there's a chance that we, really, really limit the Colts passing offense in this game. But, I think Jimmy G also, he always has a low floor because they could give Deebo Samuel all the carries and shit, but.
I'd rather go low-key. I'd rather go Heineke over Jimmy G.
Really? I can't get there with Heineke. I know he's got some rushing upside and stuff, but I think I would go with Jimmy G. The game environment is probably the best for Wentz, but I do trust the Bucs defense to be able to make it a little difficult on him now that they're getting healthy. So I'll stick with Jimmy G there. We can make that a bet if you want.
I don't mind that. With Heineke
you want to take Wentz? You want to take Heineke?
Let's spice it up. I never talked about Heineke, so I'll do Heineke.
All right. So I'll take Jimmy. You got Heineke.
Gross.
Yeah, that is gross. Okay, next question. We got Jeremy, Elijah Moore, Devontae Smith, standard league. I'll take Moore.
In a standard?
I'm taking Moore simply because Devontae Smith is expected to be shadowed by James Bradbury. That's the only reason.
Yeah, okay then.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I'm taking Moore.
Start Sanders, Mitchell, or Javonte Williams. Give me Sanders there.
That's close between all 3 of those guys. I think I have them all in the same range. I'll take I currently do have Sanders the highest, so I'll take Sanders as well.
Why I read this as Mormon and think Zach Wilson?
Yeah, Mormon boys. Yeah.
Nice seeing you.
What's up, Bryson?
What's up, Bryson? Good morning, boys. Flex and PPR, Bateman, Stevenson, or Dame Harris. Give me in PPR, give me Bateman.
Yeah, I'll take Bateman as well. Pionio's Trey Sermon. Abby always gets me going.
Lockett or DJ Moore? I'll slightly lean Moore here.
I think I have Lockett higher. Actually, no, I have Moore 1 spot higher, so I'll take Moore as well. They're close though. That is a close decision.
So we left off on Orlando quick. We actually got another super chat here from Tyler. Let me just make sure we didn't miss any other ones. We're Gucci. Tyler, $4.99. He says, I got offered Christian Kirk and Keenan Allen for Hopkins and Melvin Gordon. Should I do it or no? Full PPR. I would, unless you're desperate at running back, I would make this move pretty easily.
Christian. Yeah, I would rather have Christian Kirk than Melvin Gordon if it's a flex option, and I would rather have Keenan Allen than Hopkins. So yeah, I would. And like you just said, unless you're desperate at running back, I'm probably going with the Kirk side of that.
Though I'm desperate at RB depth in my one full PPR league, and I just traded my RB2 and David Montgomery. I'm gonna have to rely on Ty Johnson and Matt Breida and stuff. So, yeah, but it's full PPR. That's the only reason I'm fuck it. And it was for Devontae Adams. So I'm okay,
yeah.
The points I lose at running back are gonna be made up for there. I don't know. It was a tough choice though.
Yeah,
but
this is an interesting question that Rolando left here. He said, "Who's okay?" So. I'm guessing he's talking about who's more likely to tap out within this question. I don't know if he means between me and you who's more likely to tap out, but he says, so who's the best stash basically in case one of the big dogs goes down? So if McCaffrey goes down, J-Rob goes down, Mixon goes down, or Saquon goes down, who's the best stash? To me, it's Booker because I think Saquon, to answer your first question, is the most likely to go down. And I think Booker has the most secure role as well. With Hubbard, we saw kind of inconsistent usage. Carlos Hyde, we haven't really seen anything to give me confidence that he gets a full workload if James Robinson's out, although he did play the Bills when James Robinson was out, so I'll give him a little credit there. And then P. Ryan, I think, is probably second in that discussion behind, because I think he gets a pretty decent workload if Mixon were to go down as well. And he has good touchdown upside in that situation. So I'd put like Booker and P. Ryan in like the tier 1 of this question, and then like Hubbard tier 2, and then like Carlos Hyde's like tier 3.
Hey, Bush, you still want to do that Swift trade? Dynasty League?
Yeah, I can't remember what I offered him exactly.
Hey, Reese, I'll trade you for Swift.
I would still like to do that Swift trade, but like at the same time, I do still have a good chance at the playoffs, and if I can get in, like my team has been so ravaged by injuries this year. The fact that I'm even in playoff consideration is pretty impressive to me.
Don't you have like 2 more wins than me?
Yeah, but like I've had guys. I started Zach Moss this week for starters, and he literally was a healthy scratch, so that's not ideal.
Hey, you know who could have helped you out, bro? If you traded a third, Devante Freeman.
No, I had Damian Harris on my bench. I just forgot to set my lineup. But yes, Reese, if you want to still do that Swift trade, I would still like to do that.
Bet. Reese, if you're trading Swift, make me an offer, big boy. Let's go. Raiders, yes sir. Fucking complete fugaz with the little zebras out there, but I'm not going to get into that.
Yeah.
If you
want to go down to that.
Hey, the referee's freaking analysis on that game is when in doubt, throw that flag out, throw that yellow out.
Yeah. KWC, you should play Ramondre. I think there. It's not a huge difference to me in those guys, and I it sounds like Mitchell's going to play too. So.
We actually got a super chat from Shades. Appreciate that a lot. I mean, the fact that you got Shades in the profile pick makes me a lot more comfortable too. So, $5 super chat says standard scoring, 1 wide receiver and 1 flex. Damon Harris, Mitchell, Higgins, Elijah Moore, and Judy. So for the wide receiver, I'm going to go with Higgins. For the flex, it's between Mitchell and Elijah Moore. In standard, I will go with Mitchell.
Yeah. I think I'd go with with 2 wideouts here.
Really? You go with
yeah, and standard's different, I guess. Give me Higgins and Mitchell. That's who I'd go with.
That's where I'm at as well. And again, appreciate that $5 super chat, Shades.
Yeah. Jason, I think this guy's name is T. Jason. I have Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon, but should I play Miles Sanders to avoid a pitch count? That's such a dicey situation to be in with Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon on your team. The best case scenario for you is that AJ Dillon's just out, or Aaron Jones is just out, and AJ Dillon's just like the clear start there. I'm okay risking it. I'm just gonna wait till 4 and play Aaron Jones if he plays, and if he's out, then I'm gonna play AJ Dillon.
Yep, I agree. One there. Okay, yeah. Can you read that real quick? We actually got another super chat from ISO $1.99. He says Ayuk or Devonte Smith full PPR. I'll go with Devonte Smith slightly here.
Yeah, I'll go with Smith as well. It's close though.
And again, I appreciate the super chat.
Yep. Christian says, who do I start, Gronk or Kyle Pitts? I'd go Pitts. I'd go with Pitts. The only reason I said to start Gronk for the other guys because he has Brady also, and you stack those guys up, increase your ceiling. But it is a pretty close conversation. I have Pitts right now at 4, and I have Gronk at 6, but I had Hawkinson at 5. So,
did I make a bad decision not starting Gallup over DJ Moore?
Well, we literally have a bet on that, and Danny would have said to start Gallup at the time, and you might have even been the person that asked the question to cue the bet that we made. But I would have went with DJ Moore at the time. We'll hope that DJ Moore is able to put up a good performance because Michael Gallup obviously had a big game.
Yeah, he went 5 for 106, I believe.
Yeah, did he? He didn't score, did he?
Didn't score. I know in full PPR, him and Schultz scored the exact same because one of my friends had both of them on their team, and they scored the exact same 15.6 full PPR. Should I start Higgins, Mitchell, or Miles Sanders? I'm leaning towards Sanders, but I don't know. Are these options?
I'd start Higgins.
Yeah, I would start Higgins.
Yeah, I know Higgins has been super frustrating in terms of like lack of scoring and things like that, but I'm still going with him over those 2 running backs. I know like they have probably more secure workloads than a guy like Higgins as a wide receiver, but I think the ceiling in this game is pretty high for the Bengals offense.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Alex Collins or Ty Johnson. I know shit. I don't think that's a horrid decision to have to make. I'm going Ty Johnson. I got 65% exposure to Ty Johnson in DFS this week.
Nice. Spicy, did you and Danny? God, if I did, I would have been fuming with the fact that Literally, the Raiders' third down strategy is chuck it deep and hope for a flag. And the game clinching
Worked for
play,
Tom Brady for years.
hey, the game clinching play, the one that they called a 35-yard pass interference on third down after Micah Parsons just got a sack. If you actually watch the replay, Anthony Brown does not touch him. Anthony Brown does not even remotely touch Zay Jones. Does not even remotely touch him. They called the flag because they called it face guarding because he didn't turn, even though he didn't even touch the receiver. Was it even catchable at that point? I don't know. But either
As you
way,
can tell, Danny has moved on.
yeah, I mean that game was a complete fugazi because that happened all throughout the fucking day. Terrible to fucking watch that at 4:30 when I have homework to do.
You know, there's a most watched game of the year too, and like in a
Disgusting.
while to like multiple years.
And like, don't get me wrong, there were a couple of bad calls that went for the Raiders too. I'm not just gonna say it completely went for Dallas, even though I would say that the penalties that were called on Dallas were more meaningful to the outcome of the game. But the fact is, 28 combined fucking flags on Thanksgiving is a disgrace. It's a disgrace.
Yeah, I think Hockey Lee wanted some FaceTime at the dinner party he was throwing at his house. He was like, "Hey, you guys are going to be seeing a lot of me on Thanksgiving."
Definitely, like,
Yeah.
either way, like it's just, and I can't wait till we actually get some edge rushers back so we can actually let Parsons play all over the field. Because as great as he is as an edge rusher, our linebackers are so bad when he's not remotely patrolling the middle of the field too. So I like seeing him used all over the field because he's that type of asset.
For sure. I can't believe I bet on Jamin Davis instead of Parsons for defensive rookie of the year. But to be fair, like Jamin Davis was like plus 800 odds and Parsons was the favorite, I'm pretty sure. So OBJ or Bateman, thank you, fellas. Appreciate it. Rolando. Bateman is who I would go with there. Not really all that close. What's up, guys? Could you pick 2 wide receivers and 2 flexes? So you got Higgins, Mike Williams, DJ Moore, Gibson, AJ Dillon. DJ Moore is definitely one of my wide receivers, as is T. Higgins. And then my flexes are probably going to be Mike Williams and Gibson because I think that Aaron Jones is going to play. That's pretty much where I'm at with that. But I would say go with Higgins, DJ Moore, and Mike Williams in your 2 wide receivers and one of your flexes. And then since Gibson plays on Monday, you'll be able to pivot to Gibson if Aaron Jones is out. But I would go with Dillon if Aaron Jones doesn't play.
Yep, for sure.
So it's kind of confusing. But I would go Dillon/Gibson in your last flex spot.
Wait, you get another super chat quickly from Tyler, 499. He says, I accepted the trade because my running backs are CMC, Najee Harris, and Barkley. Yeah, your running backs are absolutely stacked, so I don't mind making that move whatsoever.
Yeah, you might have like the biggest workload running backs in the NFL.
Yep.
On one team.
And for sure, as always, appreciate the super chat there.
Yep. Spicy Hot says start 2, half PPR, Henderson, Patterson, and Claypool. Give me the first 2 there, Spicy Hot. Also Goddard or Gesicki. Starting Hurts already. If you're starting Hurts, I don't mind going Goddard. I don't think it's really close between those 2 guys. I have Gesicki rated 1 spot higher, but they're pretty much the same type of player.
Yep.
No. Traded Chubb and Javonte for Tyreek and Elijah Mitchell. I think I finessed with Hunt back. Yeah, I would say like Tyreek to me is the best player in this deal. And Elijah Mitchell versus Javonte is pretty even, I would say, given, obviously Javonte could still, take a step forward and become the starting back there. But as it stands right now, from what we know right now, I'd rather have Elijah Mitchell rest of the season, and I would rather have Tyreek over Chubb rest of the season. So I think you did win that. And the only way you lose that, obviously, is if Javonte just becomes a workhorse back after the bye.
Yep. No, I agree with that.
How this prop's looking. Tyrod under 229 passing yards. Elijah Moore over 49.5 receiving yards. Deontay Johnson over 6.5 receptions. Tyrod could have a big game in this one, but it might not be from a passing perspective. So I do like that. I do like that bet for Tyrod for sure. Elijah Moore should be solid on that one. I think you should be okay. Though 6.5 is a lot, or like 7, I guess you need, is a lot of receptions in one game. So that's the only one that makes me kind of nervous. But Deontay I swear to God, Deontay runs 15 10-yard out routes a game.
Yep, I agree.
Flex Devonte Smith or Javonte Williams. I'll take Javonte in that call there, just because of the matchup for Devonte Smith against Bradbury.
I got one question for you, quick too.
What's up?
What are your quick thoughts on this? I'm about to enter it, and in terms of obviously of like chalk value here,
ownership and shit. Yeah.
Let me do that quick.
Hold on.
You good?
Okay. You have, all right. So you got Jalen Hurts as your quarterback. I think he's going to be so under-owned, it's criminal.
Yeah.
Just because everybody's going to play Sanders and the top end quarterbacks. I expect Herbert, Brady, and I can't remember who the other top end quarterbacks are, but yeah, those guys will probably get the higher end ownership. Maybe not Stafford because of the news that we're getting, but so I like the Hurts Devonte Smith move. You got Saquon in there. He's probably going to be pretty popular, but he's the good run back, obviously, in that matchup. Ty Johnson should be popular as well. He's probably going to get 15-20% ownership just because of his price. Ayuk also very popular. He's the second highest projected ownership wide receiver on our fan share projections on Draft Sharks right now. So he's going to get some steam. Same with T Higgins. He's hard to gauge because he's been a GPP bro pick for a while and he hasn't really come through. But I would say, dude, you got nobody in this lineup outside of maybe Jalen Hurts, Devonte Smith that is going to be less than 10% owned. Like everybody is. I would probably swap out Gronk or Ayuk or Higgins. Like you're going to need to pivot off of one of them, but you're probably fine if you just pivot off of one. You don't need to, like, people probably get mistaken to the fact that like you can't have any chalk in your lineup. Like it's fine, but you need to differentiate in some places. And I think you got a bit too much in this lineup.
So would you say like Ayuk and Higgins are probably the biggest ones here?
Yeah. Plus they're one-offs too, right? Like you don't have them correlated with anything. It doesn't look like. So I would say if you're going to play some one-offs, don't make them chalky like that because they're really like they're going to get played by a lot of people.
The correlation I had here was Ayuk and Jefferson.
Oh, okay. So if you have the Ayuk Jefferson, then probably take Higgins out.
Hey, Higgins and Gronk?
Yeah, Higgins and Gronk is probably because Higgins, again, he might not catch that much steam, but I think he will. So I'd probably go. I like Higbee as a guy that's a pivot, like a good pivot off of Gronk because most people are going to play either Gronk or Freiermuth in that range. So Higbee's usage is like he was running 90% of the routes for the last like couple weeks for the Rams. So I really like him as like a direct pivot off of Freiermuth and Gronk ownership wise. If you want to go with him.
Are there any min tight ends this week? Or
not really, no. Nobody that I like. The cheapest tight end that I like think is playable is Jared Cook, and then like you always have the risk that Parham catches a touchdown or is just gets more of the valuable looks anyway. I don't mind Uzama if you're looking for a really cheap tight end as well.
Dan Arnold is Dan Arnold projected to catch some steam?
I don't think he's going to get a whole lot of. I don't know. It's hard to tell because Dan Arnold has been very popular in the past when he was really cheap. Now that he's up in price, he might not be as popular, but I think people are on that game a little bit, that Falcons-Jags game. So he'll probably be like 8-10%, which is fine if you wanted to play him. He's like Gronk is going to be 25-30%, like dead ass. And Freiermuth is probably going to be 15. So, yeah, I would say if you're going to go with a tight end, either Higbee or Arnold should be fine in that range.
Okay,
wide receiver wise, like Cooks is going to get a whole lot of steam. Eli Moore is probably your best bet from an ownership perspective because everybody's scared of Zach Wilson.
If I could do
Mike Williams, it's hard to tell where he's going to get, but I think that's probably better. Do you have any kind of? You already have Ty Johnson too. I mean, that's fine. You just need the Jets to kind of do the Lord's work, obviously. And are you burning your flex at 1 p.m. or is Jefferson playing at 4?
Let me just take a look. I was gonna adjust it. I just kind of entered it in as I saw it, but obviously I was gonna adjust.
I think Jefferson plays at 4. You can just hit the little news thing and it'll show you what time he plays at.
Dude, you could tell I'm a noob, eh?
Yeah.
4:25. Okay.
Okay, you're good. You're good. You're not burning your flex then.
All right, perfect.
All right, let's get back to some questions here.
Yeah. We gave them a little inside.
Yeah.
Insight.
Did I lose it? Shit.
My bad.
Okay, hold on. I think I'm finding it. Maybe not. I don't know. We're going up. Okay. All right. Got it. All right.
We actually got a quick super chat here too.
Okay.
Chicken Leg appreciate that $1.99. He says, "What's up, guys? Love the live Gaskin or Miles Sanders. Give me Miles Sanders here, Chicken."
Yeah, I'll take live. I'll take Sanders as well. So we said Smith or Williams. We said Williams there. Hilliard, Jeff Wilson, or David Johnson, full PPR. I'll probably take Hilliard in a full PPR there, especially if we expect Mitchell to play there.
I'll go David Johnson.
Yeah, that game is really all going to depend on game script for that backfield, Burkhead and David Johnson. If the Jets get out to a lead, then I could see David Johnson having some value. But if the Texans are winning that game, then I could see Burkhead getting a lot of carries. So it's really all you think about that game. The Texans are currently favored according to Vegas right now, if that gives you any kind of lean. So I tend to lean Burkhead side of that backfield a little bit, but yeah, David Johnson might not be a bad play either. I think Hilliard is locked into like a positive game script for his skill set, so that's why I would go with him.
Yep.
Dick Cheese Accumulator, what's up? Good evening, gentlemen. I don't know what coast you're on, but it's not evening here. Do I start Waddle, Higgins, or Gibson? I'd go with Gibson, to be honest. I like what I've seen out of Gibson usage-wise the past couple of weeks, and he's got a much easier matchup than he had last week against I can't remember who he played, but it was Carolina and then the Bucks 2 weeks ago. So I'd probably go with Gibson there. Unless it's like full PPR, then I might go with Higgins, but that's probably where I'm leaning. Pick 2, standard league, Ayuk, Brown, Mitchell, Pittman. I think that's Marquise Brown that you're talking about. I don't
Marquise know. Brown, I'll go those two.
Yeah, if it's Marquise, like what other Brown could it be? It's not AJ, it's not Antonio, so I'm guessing it's Marquise. Yeah, so I'll go with Marquise Brown and Michael Pittman there out of those options.
Yeah, I agree.
Ty Johnson or Dontrell Hilliard with Jeremy McNichols out. Give me Ty Johnson there all day. He's my dude this week. Lawnmower Man. Hey, guys, need upside. Pick 2, Ayuk, Mitchell, or Claypool full PPR. If you need upside, give me the 2 second-year wide receivers. In a full PPR league, give me Ayuk and Claypool. I think Claypool could have a huge game in this one. I'm kind of a little pissed that I don't have him more in like DFS, but I got a gut feeling that he's going to go off. I don't know why. Half PPR, Hilliard, David Johnson, DJ Dallas, or McKissick, LOL. Probably between McKissick and Hilliard for me in this one. I'll go with McKissick probably, just because I believe a little bit more. He's just a better player, and the offense should be moving a little bit better with Logan Thomas and Curtis Samuel back in this game. So I'll go with McKissick.
Yep.
Happy Sunday, gentlemen. Should I start Bateman, Sutton, or MVS? Give me Rashad Bateman, Cortland Sutton's a pretty close call. I'll probably take Bateman though. The Sutton matchup for the Chargers. The Chargers have been really good against wide receivers, so I'll go with Bateman. Nick Westbrook, Akine, or Kendrick Bourne for my wide receiver 3. Kind of a gross question. I'll take Kendrick Bourne there. I think the Titans matchup's a lot better. Cincinnati or Pittsburgh defense. Okay, they're playing each other. So give me Cincinnati's defense against Ben as opposed to Pittsburgh against Burrow. Good morning, fellas. Just want to say it was a great call to play Josh Jacobs, and congrats to Danny for Michigan finally beating the Buckeyes. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'm surprised Danny wasn't already mentioning that. I honestly didn't watch a lick of college football yesterday, and I probably should have because it was like rivalry weekend and probably missed some good games. But
oh yeah, well the Michigan-Ohio State game was insane. Well,
I know Auburn and Alabama. A lot of people were watching that too.
Did you see my my tweets? Like you definitely did, but
yeah, you were just live tweeting the Michigan game like anybody actually cared. But I just hate when people do that. It just bothers me. Like unless it's like the Super Bowl when everybody's watching, then I'm like cool doing it. But it's like I guess a lot of people were watching that game, so I'll give you some slack there. Anyway, Supers are rolling, yes sir. Cincinnati, Miami, or Houston DST need higher upside. If you need higher upside, I mean Zach Wilson could provide it, so I'll give you Houston's defense there.
They're literally the second cheapest defense on fan on
dude. They're probably gonna be 45% owned. Dead ass. Probably. Like they're gonna get so much steam. It's not even funny. Start to Odell, and you know what's fucked too is that on FanDuel they're like the most expensive defense, like or one of the most expensive defenses.
Damn.
Start to Odell, Nick Westbrook, Akine, Kendrick Bourne. I'll go with Bourne and Odell there, Chris. Thanks for the help, boys. Good luck and happy Beat the Bucks Day. Okay, all right, settle down there. I'm unfortunately for Brock. Now, I usually don't get this right when I think this, but I think this could be an absolute shit stomping of the Colts today. I got the gut feeling. Dallas, huh?
You said that when you guys played us.
No, that's what I mean. Usually when I think that, I'm always wrong about it because I thought that we were going to do it to Washington and New Orleans too, and we lost both of those games. So, that's my gut feeling says that we're going to beat the Colts pretty bad today, but definitely might not happen. It's just because we're starting to get healthy on defense. I saw a defense that actually looked functional last week, but they were playing the Giants, so I don't want to give them too much credit.
So I entered a few like pretty big boys this week, but
yeah.
Here, let me just check. Okay, in terms of my like actual like tournaments, like I entered a $50 one, a $75 one. And I to balance it out, I also entered a couple cash games. So hopefully I don't get completely.
I never
rinsed.
play cash. I probably should play cash a little bit more, but I never do.
I entered a $25 and a $10. So like again, if I win the cashes and don't win the GPPs, I'd still like lose. But
Yeah.
like at least it balances out a little bit.
Yeah. So we're hella behind. I'll try and speed through as many as we possibly can.
Yeah.
Miles Sanders or Javonte Williams. Give me
Sanders.
Slightly there.
We actually got a quick super chat here from ISO. Tyrod Taylor or Cam Newton. I'll go with Cam Newton pretty easily there, ISO.
Yeah. I'll take Cam Newton as well. Do I play Aaron Jones over Ty Johnson, hoping that he plays? I would have to start DJ Dallas if Jones is inactive. Again, the most recent news I've seen is that Aaron Jones is probably like expected to play or like is trying to play. So I think I would just wait on Aaron Jones and take the L and start Dallas if he's out.
Yep, I agree there.
Like button hit here, yes sir. Full PPR, Pittman or Tyler Lockett. I'm stuck. SMH, it's a tough decision. I would say in a full PPR league, I lean with Pittman because his target share has been a lot safer. So give me Pittman there.
Yep, I agree there.
Hooper or Gesicki. I'm already starting Waddle in Miami's playing Carolina. I'm still going with Gesicki there, though. Hooper's just not a good enough option for me to pivot away from him. Looks like we got a $10 one as well.
Agree with that. So we'll actually go down quickly here. We got a couple super chats actually. Did we read Chicken Leg?
Yeah, we got Chicken Leg already.
Or did he? No, he actually left another one, I think.
Okay, go to it
again. Chicken Leg, another $1.99. I appreciate that. He says, "You guys like Pat Freiermuth this week? Thanks." I like Pat Freiermuth actually.
Yeah, with Ebron out now, I do like Freiermuth. It depends on your other options or whatever, but from a season-long perspective, I think he has to be in your starting lineup for the most part, unless you have great options. From a DFS perspective, I'm not wholeheartedly like in on Pat Freiermuth just because he's going to get a lot of ownership, but that's like a separate conversation, obviously.
Yep. Got another $1.99 from ISO. We actually just read this. I remember now. Cam Newton. We got a $5 from Greg. Appreciate that a lot. He says, pick two at my flex options. Chase, Ayuk, Devante, or is that Devante Freeman?
Freeman, yeah.
Right. Devante Freeman, Damon Harris, and Miles Sanders. If I'm picking two, I'm going with the two wide receivers. No, I'm going with Jamar Chase, and I'm going with Miles Sanders. I didn't even see Miles Sanders at first.
Yeah. I think if this is a full PPR league, I would probably go with the two wide receivers. But if it's a half PPR or standard league, I'll go with Chase and Sanders.
Yep. And again, appreciate that $5 super chat, Greg. We got another super chat here. Crescent with the $10 super chat. Jonathan Taylor and Darrell Henderson starting, but Aaron Jones being questionable. Should I hold out for him to start or run with Godwin, Mike Williams, Thielen, or Elijah Moore? Starting wide receivers, Deontay Johnson and Kupp. I'm more than fine just playing Godwin, with the uncertainty about Aaron Jones potentially playing.
You have great options there. I'd probably just wait on Jones. You can get by without him. It's like you're going to be benching. You're going to be benching Godwin for Aaron Jones. Like, nah. Like, if you had multiple flex spots and this was like Aaron Jones versus Mike Williams or Elijah Moore, maybe it's like a different conversation. But give me Godwin there easily.
Side note: is this a dynasty league? Because god dang, that's a good.
Yeah.
That's
no kidding.
Some very good options. But again, appreciate that super chat, and hopefully Godwin does the Lord's work for you. And
Godwin also going to be absolute mega chalk in DFS this week.
Yep. Chicken Lick says, "Yeah, I have Travis on bye. I just need Pat."
Yeah, you're good. He's a perfect fill-in for you,
for sure. So you want to run this to about what, 1250 or 55?
Let's go to 55. I think all my lineups should be set and stuff, so I should be okay. So Max says, if you ask a question, hit the like, fair exchange at least. Agreed. And if you haven't already, if you're asking questions and you haven't subscribed yet, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. So hit the subscribe button, please, if you haven't already done so.
Bush, quick side note. Did you see that literally like almost my whole team, the League of Lancers, played Thursday?
Yeah, no, I saw.
I'm beating Spicy Hot right now 134-2 because my whole team basically played aside from Ayuk and Gibson.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Claypool, Mike Williams, or Elijah Moore. Give me Mike Williams there, Dylan. Looks like we got another super if you want to rip to that.
We got a couple here. So we got one from Pukes 2X $1.99. He says Ramondre, Landry, Foreman, Collins, PPR, one flex.
Give me Stevenson there.
Yeah, I was gonna say in a PPR out of those backs, Stevenson is probably the safest from a projected.
Landry and Stevenson's a close call though. If you needed like I think Stevenson has the higher ceiling because there's the ceiling that he keeps getting more work on the ground and gets into the end zone a couple times or something. But I think Landry is probably the safest if you just need like a 10 to 15 point type of option. I think that's probably what he's going to be this week.
Yep. I agree there. And we actually got another super chat from Mo. He says Devante, the A's.
So
For
a standard league, give me Javonte Williams. He has a better chance at a touchdown, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Plus Devonte Smith, as you mentioned, has got a tough matchup going up against Bradbury. So
yeah, Smith is still in my top 24 at wide receiver, but it is a tiebreaker in similar tiered decisions for Devonte Smith. The fact that he has a tougher matchup, that's kind of how I look at it. Anyway, what are you laughing at?
No, I'm just laughing at Spicy Hot in the private chat. But literally, though, I don't know how my whole team basically played on Thursday.
Yeah. All right. Are we caught up there?
Yeah, we should be now. We got both 5 minutes here.
So I'll rip through a couple more of these, and then we'll head out of here. Get ready for the games. Would you start Kendrick Bourne over Bateman, Javonte, Miles Sanders? No, I would go with the guys that you have listed there all over Kendrick Bourne.
Alondra says Elijah Moore, Ayuk, or DJ Moore. I think it's between T Higgins and DJ Moore for who I have the highest here. That's actually
I have DJ Moore the highest. I'd roll with him.
Yeah, okay. It's close enough for me to the point where I'll defer that one to you. I never heard of that game. Just Canadians.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard some people call it like bellies or something like that, or like tummies instead, and they fucking like use their like stomach to do it. But I don't know. I always play just titties, and like obviously females have an advantage in that category.
Yeah, I mean, unless I'm there, but you know.
Yeah. How'd you guys meet through Twitter? I mean, more or less, we met in Nick Ercolano, BDGE's. He had the Slack channel before he had his Discord. He had a Slack channel that was a lot smaller when he was a bit of a smaller channel, and that's how me and Danny met. He was working out at his gym at Guelph University, where is near my house, and I was like, "Bro, do you go to U of G?" And he was like, "Yeah, I go to U of G." So
yeah, the meta. How you doing?
Amber says, "Hey guys, with AJ Dillon questionable to share with Jones, start Fournette instead." Yeah, I'm okay going with Fournette over the Green Bay headache there. Garoppolo 6 points per passing touchdown or Heineke. Give me Garoppolo on a 6 point. Yep, they're Canadians. All Canadians know each other, I was told. Yeah, there's only, I don't know, 38 million Canadians in the world. That's like the population of like Texas and California combined.
Factual. Cordell is healthier, right?
Cordero, yeah, he should be. He should be good. He should be good to go. It sounds like he was like a game time decision, but I haven't heard anything of like him not playing today. So I'm just kind of gonna assume that he's playing.
I'll quickly say one thing too, not about NFL, but man, is this gonna end up being the worst college football playoff of all time?
So is Cincinnati gonna make the playoffs?
Cincinnati's probably gonna make it now. Because Alabama plays Georgia next week. So if Alabama loses, they're probably not going to be top 4. Because there's no chance you could put a 2-loss non-conference.
No, I agree. I agree. That's like the annoying thing, though. It was like a couple years ago when Georgia didn't make the playoffs and Notre Dame made it instead. And it was like, dude, everybody knows that if Georgia and Notre Dame played, Georgia would kill them.
Yeah, and like Michigan, like as much as I'm a Michigan fan, Michigan beating Ohio State, like going into
you guys lost to Michigan State though. Like you can't get in.
On the flip side, though, like Michigan should have won that game. I'm not even gonna lie. But I know. But either way, Ohio State was viewed as like, in my opinion, by far the second best team in the country.
Yeah,
by far. Like Georgia's number 1. Their defense is probably an all-time type of defense. It's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Going into that game, Ohio State was like, yeah, like that's probably the best offense in the nation. Their defense playing better, yada yada. And then Michigan just goes in Ann Arbor, snowy game, and absolutely sets the freaking tone on them. Like,
I'm really surprised they lost, man. I was looking at that Ohio State team, and I'm like, bro, how do you stop this offense, man?
And honestly, with Michigan, like their pass rush was relentless.
Yeah, it was Hutchinson and those boys getting after him.
Like going into the game, I'm like, okay, you know what? Hutchinson's probably going to be a top 5 pick. He's a really good player. After that game, I'm like, dude, like, could he go 1 overall over Kayvon Thibodeau?
How many over under on 68.5 Joey and Nick Bosa comparisons for Aiden Hutchinson because he's a white pass rusher?
Oh, it's gonna happen. But I mean, I see it. They all convert speed to power. They're all technicians with their hands, and they all got underrated bend.
Yeah,
that's the number one thing. Like when I watch Aiden Hutchinson, it's like, fuck, man, this guy's so ferocious, so active with his hands. And then as soon as he puts his head down and converts speed to power, like, I don't care who you are. You're talking about Nicholas Petit Frere, and they have another draftable tackle in Thayer Munford. Both of them were annihilated by both Hutchinson and Ojabo yesterday. It was ridiculous. Like CJ Stroud, I'll give him credit. People were talking crap on Twitter, like, "Oh, Ohio State lost." Yada yada. CJ Stroud was fantastic. Given what was available to him, given the pressure he was facing, like this dude was delivering balls with fucking Aiden Hutchinson, a 6'6", 280-pound defensive end, right in his freaking face all day. So I'll give that credit. But anyways, let's get a couple here. I feel bad because I just went on.
You know what's sorry, real quick. Last thing I'm going to say. You know what's really annoying? Looking at my bench in the Ladsters League and seeing Michael Carter out and CeeDee Lamb out and Antonio Brown out and DeAndre Hopkins out. Obviously, he's on bye this week, but he's been out for a while. And my team that looked so dominant after the draft has been shit ripped by injuries. Like, oh my God, it's been brutal. Anyway, let's get into a couple more questions. Yep. Mosh says, need a dart throw, DJ Dallas or Sony Michel, PPR. I'll take DJ Dallas, I guess, as a dart throw play in a PPR league. Maybe you get some receptions here and there.
Yeah, it's close between them, but bam.
All right, I'm going to read through these. I'm not even going to read the questions off. I'm just going to answer them. Waddle. So Nicholas says, Judy, actually, I'm reading the question off. Give me Jalen Waddle there.
Yep.
Give me the
Ayuk Smith.
Yeah, give me. Honestly, I'll take the first two. I'll take Gronk and Ayuk.
Damn. Okay.
Give me Tua there, Darius.
Yeah,
they need to fire Pat Shurmur probably. Start San Fran or Cincinnati. San Fran against Minnesota. Cincinnati against Ben. Give me the Bengals there.
McKissick.
Teddy 2 yards. Give me
Sanders.
Give me Sanders there. Robert Younghoe Koo or Jake Elliott. I'll take Koo there.
Okay. If I'm personally a GM, I'm not paying any running back.
I mean, it's going to depend what Saquon costs me. It's like if he's asking for Christian McCaffrey money, no, I'm not paying him that. But if he's asking for Aaron Jones, Joe Mixon money, I'll pay him that.
I'm not paying him that.
I'd pay him that much money. Like I'm firmly in the camp of pay your best players. Saquon is one of your best players. I know he's been dealing with injuries, but we knew this medically coming into the season that coming off a torn ACL, you can suffer like soft tissue stuff and ankle injuries as a result of that. It happened with Dalvin Cook early in his career. He's been relatively healthy since then. It happened with some other guys in their career as well, dealing with soft tissue stuff. So I'm thinking Saquon, the injury prone label is eventually going to fall off of him at some point. I believe in the player. I have no qualms paying a player that I think is a generational talent. And it's not going to cost you generational money, I don't think.
I just personally can't, like, again, this is going to sound like such a cliche.
It's such like an analytic bro take.
And I get it.
Like, I don't really care. Like, I'm paying my best players.
But there's good running backs that literally come out in the top 3 rounds every single year. Like even this year.
But here's the thing, though. You spent a second overall pick on this guy. So if
that's what I mean. Like
he's the player that you drafted. He is still the same player. It's kind of a sunk cost to spend a second overall pick on a running back and not pay him a second contract. And I'm not only paying him for that reason, but it is a benefit.
But the problem again, like unless like they're like, even like at the Michael Parsons pick, I was like at first I'm like, oh my God, like unless he's dynamic and affecting the passing game, like you're spending a 12th overall pick on an off-ball linebacker. And then he showed this year, yes, he's an off-ball linebacker, but he's also an elite edge rusher. So I've completely changed my stance on that.
Well, we spent the 5th overall pick on an off-ball linebacker that affects the passing game. We had 8.5 sacks last year.
And that's what I mean. Like if you're taking like I don't want to say a more redundant position, but theoretically that's kind of what they are when you're talking about linebackers, running backs, and like I don't know, like a tight end in the top 5. Like for the most part, unless they're Kyle Pitts, like I'm not taking any type of tight end in the top 5. But either way, unless they're like the elitist of the elite, other than running back, I'm not touching running backs until maybe pick 20, pick 25 on when they're really, really good. Like you're spending a top 10 pick on a running back. Okay, realistically, even if they're the best running back in the league, what do you think your return on investment would be if you tried to trade them? Obviously, you're not going to trade a player after taking them top 10, but theoretically, player value wise, what do you think their value would be?
I don't know.
Top 10 pick.
No, of course not. Like that's kind of but like again, you can make that argument about offensive tackles and edge rushers and stuff too. Like that's my only thing is we get so wrapped up on player value that like we sometimes just discount the fact that some players just deserve to go higher in the draft. Like Micah Parsons, if he wasn't dealing with the off the field stuff and wasn't an off the ball linebacker, probably was a top 3 to top 5 player in the draft, right? Like if you're that good, like sometimes you just pick the best players. And I think the Falcons are happy that they picked Kyle Pitts, even though he's a tight end. I think, again, the injuries have been unfortunate. I still think the Giants should be happy with the pick that they made on Saquon, because it's like, what were they going to take? Sam Darnold? Like, Sam Darnold's dog shit.
To be fair, though, Josh Allen was also on the board.
Right, but they would have taken Sam Darnold. They would not have taken Josh Allen.
I mean, Quentin Nelson, too.
Yeah, Quentin Nelson, sure. Yeah, he's definitely, he kind of fits the argument, too. He's a guard. Like, he's not the most important position in the world either. But, again, if you have players that are blue-chip talents, I don't really give a shit what position they play.
And again, like, it's kind of the sunk cost fallacy. Obviously, like, once you make that type of pick, you're already expecting the fact that, damn, this sunk cost is probably going to be worth more than I'll ever get back in return if I were ever to flip this asset. So, I mean, it obviously applies more to fantasy football from the aspect that people are so focused on their sunk cost that they're not willing to move on. But it does apply, again, in my opinion, in the real life NFL. That's why we see more premium positions for the most part will get thrown up. Like, this year's quarterback class, realistically, if we were going to compare comparative talent between, I like Matt Corral. Matt Corral versus Kayvon Thibodeau, Aiden Hutchinson, any of the top players in this draft, it's not even close. Like, those top non-quarterback position players in this draft are much better than a Matt Corral, are much better than a Malik Willis, are much better than a Carson Strong, Sam Howell in this class. But the thing is at least 2 or 3 of those quarterbacks are going to end up being top 15 picks because of the need and because of the premium the NFL places at the position.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to head out of here. It's past 1 o'clock. Hopefully our own lineups aren't screwed because we went a little bit longer than usual. But again, we got to as many questions as we could. Again, if you guys do want more tangents. Yeah, we had a couple tangents as well, some DFS talk. If you guys want more help with your start sit decisions, our weekly rankings will be free for the rest of the year. So in the link of all of our videos when they come out will be a link to a Google Sheet that you can check out. That'll have our weekly rankings, and it'll say at the top of the sheet when it was last updated so that you know what rankings that you're getting. So if you're looking for simple start sit questions, you can check out our rankings for that. So peace out, guys. Enjoy the football.